That's a very good question. Is I would say we have maybe 10 or 15 different, at least 10 or 15. I mean, we have some very old vineyards which is called Myotte for us, and that's an old selection of plant that my grandfather went and get in Pommard in the 50s. And if you walk into that vineyards, you will have some big grapes, small grapes, white grapes, and I mean, it's a big mess. It's not as simple as that. But I don't know, we never did any identification of the plant. And also, the one thing is when you, for example, we will reproduce some of those plants. The idea is not to take just a small and nice grape, because what we don't know if that's the one who's making good wine. What we know is that the whole plant makes a good wine. So it's the notion of co-plantation. It's so you take a wild variety of what's in your land, and then you try to reproduce that. But it's there is a part of luck into it. And for example, another thing that makes the plant very complicated. If you take a very old vine, which would be like 80 or 90 years old, and produce like 5 or 6 grape, and they look absolutely fantastic. You take the branches, you recreate a plant, you plant that, and actually the plant you have is producing like big grapes, massive grapes, and you said, but that's not the same plant. Actually, it is. But what's happened is after 80 years of pruning, you have tons of illness in the plants, which actually makes the plant very weak and will produce very small grapes. And that's the whole thing that makes that plant very nice. And it's very difficult to reproduce. There is always a part of history of the plant, part of history of the origin, and then what you will do with the plant will also make the future. But it's nearly impossible to actually copy the plant exactly as you see it at the first time.